I'm trying to have healthy relationships in my life, and I'm trying to not be codependent, which means I can't be controlling, I can't be influencing, I can't be needed in a relationship for the relationship to work out. So codependency, I find is sticky in a way that it's feeling needed, feeling wanted, having expectations, loose boundaries, needing these certain outcomes. And I'm very mindful that I don't become someone that fulfills needs first for someone so that they like me. To have an authentic relationship would mean, and a healthy one, would mean that someone would date me or like me just because they like me, not because I'm available to help. And my codependency, I started off with being very helpful. I would be helpful to gain the attention from the other person, to be noticed, to be liked. And that's a bit controlling because I'm influencing something. That person isn't just liking me to like me, they're being convenienced. I'm showing up, making their life easier or better, and I'm actually to selfishly try to get something out of that, whether I want to be with them and get that relationship going. You know, I'm wanting something a certain way and I'm going for it, but I'm doing that by being needed. And so in order for me to change my ways, to not be like that, to be healthy and liked, not just for being needed, then I can't be out there offering everything all the time. I can't be out there offering my time, my money, my availability first. I think that giving is still really appropriate in relationships, but once that reality, once I've seen that proof, once I've seen the give and take happen, once I've seen that consistency, once I know that, you know, this is a good place for me to put my love. I'm putting my love in the right places, not the wrong places. But that is another thing, is to be slow with intimacy. Like I'm watching my reality, and then I'm not acting quickly. I'm taking my time. I'm seeing what this person is showing me. I'm seeing the consistency. And then I'm acting on that consistency very slowly. Like that's how I'm going to enter a healthier relationship. And the only way I really can do that is by changing my ways. I can't do the same things I've always done, or I'm going to end up in another unhealthy situation or relationship. So I'm very mindful today that where I'm giving, and I catch myself wanting, like, it's almost like, well, I'd say it's like a character defect. Like I want to just, I can just fill that space. I can just give there. I'm just going to, I'll drive them or I'll pick that up for you. Or, this person needs that. I'm going to get that for them. Now, this is all like, I'm also very thoughtful as a person, and I do like giving gifts, not crazy gifts, but I do like doing that. But I've had to really wind that back to make sure, like, why am I giving that? Should I give that? Did they ask for that? Can I afford that right now with my time, my energy, my money? So I do find myself a lot more now. I notice I want to give something and then I go, no, I don't need to give that. I'm not going to give that because I don't want someone liking me because I give them stuff. I want someone to like me because I'm a consistent person, or I like strong recovery, or that I'm athletic or driven or hands-on. Like I want someone to like me for the authentic parts of me, not because I make their life convenient, not because, you always show up and think of that thing and bring that thing and provide that need. So because I don't want to have a codependent relationship show up in my life again, I really have to watch my codependency with how much I'm giving, where I'm giving, and why am I giving. And so most of the time now I find myself not. I see that I want to, and then I go, nope, I don't want to do that. Because it might lead someone down that direction. It might like them. And they might like that. I might send the wrong signal. And I don't want those signals to be for the wrong reasons. So in a healthy relationship, there's going to be that equality. There's going to be that intimacy. There's going to be that balance. But that takes so much time to see that, right? And it's an indicator, say someone's being too quick, or say someone's being a little quick with intimacy, that's an indicator that this is not a good situation. When that speed is quick, that's a red flag. Because why are they wanting to just get in bed? Why are they wanting to get close? Why do they need that right now? Really healthy people, I find they wait and they don't really need anything from you. Are they really good on their own? Are they really good with themselves? I don't want to see somebody flipping their world over just to make space for me, because that's going to say, I'm putting myself aside now for you right now. And I think with health, you don't change your needs and wants for other people. You keep your needs and wants for you. You're autonomous, you're independent, and you're healthy. And it's not like I start changing my life now because there's a new person in my life. I stay as my solid centered self that is providing I'm self-supporting. I have my own needs being met. I'm working on my health. My life shouldn't change a lot because you're entering my life. My life, it should add to my life, but my life should still be mostly my life. So I'm very mindful too that, giving too much in the beginning is influencing a situation, which is a form of control. And I'm not going to get what I want in a relationship by being controlling, because controlling is an illusion. Another thing that is these are codependent patterns, like control issues. And I'm a control freak. And that's what brought me to Codependents Anonymous. But getting involved in taking care of people, giving them advice they didn't ask for, thinking that people can't take care of themselves. Why am I giving these things to these people that can get them for themselves? Don't I want a person that can get those things for myself? But if I'm going to come in there with the wrong attitude and provide those things for them that they can get for themselves, I'm enabling them. And then what if I change my mind later? And they're going to expect me to continue those things. And then I gave to you now, and then now I'm going to get upset with you that I want to change my mind and persecute that person. So I really got to be careful why and where I'm giving, and what kind of message am I sending out by doing that. Now, when it's back and forth, when it's balanced, when it's slowed intimacy and slow, opening up slowly, when that trust and that proof is there, then more gifts can come out. Then the giving can continue, because I've learned that it's a safe place. I've learned what this person's intentions are. I've learned, they're showing me who they are. And I'm showing who I am. And that is a lot of time. That takes a lot of time. To be my authentic self means I live the life that I'm supposed to be living for me. I am making decisions, whether in the face of someone's reactions. I'm making boundaries, and I'm dealing with people not liking them and being upset with them. I'm following through with my consequences. Being authentic is I'm making internal boundaries for myself, and I'm making external boundaries for myself. And I'm following through because I decided, because that's what's good for me, because that's what I like. So the faster I get at becoming my authentic, healthy self is the best way that I'm going to attract someone with those same qualities. But if I don't show up with those qualities, I don't have that built into me, it's unsustainable. I'm going to attract something different. But I'm going to attract what I am. I'm going to attract a different thing if I'm not being honest. So being honest, getting honest, like you hear in the rooms, like get honest. That's like in everything. Like being honest as in, no, I don't want to do that. Or yes, I am available for that because I want to or can. Like not saying that I can do something when I don't want to because it would make them feel better, make them like me. Like I have to still stay true to myself in all my transactions. And the more that I stay true to myself, whether I go to work, I go to meetings, I go to the grandparents' house, like when I continually act and be truthful with myself every single time in all those transactions, I just build who I am. And I get really comfortable with that reality and taking that version of myself everywhere. And I get used to it when I just decide in every moment I'm going to be honest. In every moment, even regardless of what people think and say and how they react, and even if they're mad, I'm going to be honest to me. And when I do that over and over and over again, I build self-esteem. I get stronger in myself. I trust myself and I can rely on myself. And then that version of me will start to sprout and bloom. And when I'm consistent, people will be like, oh, there she is, there he is, there they are. And then they can trust that version as well. And I'm going to attract people that like that version if I can keep practicing to be that person in every single situation and not be bending in situations for other people. You know, I'm only going to bend for me now and be that person and listen to that person because no one's going to stick up for me except for me. Like I have to stick up for me. No one's going to make things fair. No one's going to come in and it's going to be way better. And this isn't fairness. This is I show up for me in all those little ways and like listening to like learning to listen to myself in many small moments. Like maybe this isn't a good time for me to work out today. So maybe I should try mornings. Maybe nights is just not good. I listen to that and then I follow through with that action for myself. Like that's a type of interaction that I'm talking about. Maybe leaving at the house at this time isn't working out for us. Like maybe I need to leave 15 minutes early. Really listening to that. Like what's my reality showing me? What am I feeling? Is this working? And then acting on that information. So I develop that listening inside and I act on that and then I be consistent. So that helps me build trust in myself, helps me build my self-esteem, helps me show up as my authentic self. Not being there when someone needs something all the time, like I pretty much stop that because I don't want my relationships to be on the basis of being needed. I don't want to be needed by someone. Do I want to give in my relationships? 100%. But to be needed is not my goal. To be authentically loved and cherished and have a healthy relationship is my goal. And so I first have to be true to me so that person that's inside can shine. And if say I'm in a relationship that I don't like, say it's just a friendship. Like if I'm having an issue there, you know, what is that issue about? Like, and what is this relationship serving me? Is this a good relationship? Is this a healthy relationship? I don't need to be in this relationship because I've been in it for 10, 20 years. I don't need to be in this relationship just because I have kids or just because we've always been friends forever. So now we're just going to stay friends forever. You know, I get to decide for my life now. I'm deciding for my life. And then I start honoring those decisions in every small way. And that builds, over time. It grows. Am I going to choose to do this job for this customer? But every time I do this job for this customer, I don't like the way I feel after. It doesn't really add to my business. This isn't a really good, who am I spending my time with here? Is this person really unreasonable? I'm allowed to say no and choose clients that I want to work with, that have a good attitude. Maybe they don't mind putting deposits down. They don't mind making these days available. They don't mind buying material. They don't mind lots of things, right? I can decide all the ways that I want, what kind of clients I want in my life. And I can start by saying no to the ones that I don't want in my life. And that is allowed. I don't have to have every single client. I don't have to have every single friend person in my life. This is me building self-esteem and making decisions for me, not anybody else. I'm not just going to work with you because you want me to work with you. Do I want to work with you? Is this a good working relationship for me? Do I want you to be my partner? Do I trust you enough to see my books, look at my books? Do I trust you with my business when I'm not there? A business partnership, that is important questions that I need to have with myself, listening to myself, and then honoring those decisions. So relationships, work relationships, I can be authentic in all my relationships in my life. But it starts with really listening and being authentic with myself, building that trust and self-esteem, trying not to be influential, but really seeing what the reality is showing me, which is hard to see. It's uncomfortable to see, but then acting on what the reality is and then going with that. So it's very good to be mindful. What I allow in my life should be something that I question, should be something I evaluate, should be something that is important. It is important who I allow close to me and in my life, who I share a bed with, who I share my work with. It's all decisions that I get to have. I'm not stuck in anything. I am allowed to leave. I'm allowed to grow. I'm allowed to say yes and I'm allowed to say no. But no one's going to start doing that for me. I got to do that for me. So attracting authentic relationships in all aspects of my life is my goal today. So thank you for being here. And I hope to see you at the next one. Okay, bye.